Okay, good day. So this is TestRail, and when you log in with credentials, valid credentials, it takes you into the Strax
You've got
project that
me.
we've got. Now, here, really, the two things that we need to see are, let's start with test cases. Um, so we could see that there's two major folders in the tree here. And we see a rapid fire and auto fire. The rapid fire is a manual end-to-end testing. And the auto fire is our ever expanding regression suite of Cucumber and Selenium tests. Um, but those are developed outside of TestRail. And we're using AutoFire to kick back results from our Jenkins-based executions, but that's something that we're developing. Anyway, the more interesting one is the rapid fire. This is our test plan. And the test plan essentially covers all the major components, the SRM, SAC, and playback. And drilling in to the folder structure, you can see these are all the different aspects, components that we're testing. And the same thing with the SAC. And you can see there's about 78 sections and about 386 parent test cases. There may be test steps associated within a test case. So like I said, if you were to click normally when you go into this screen, you'll probably see something like this, get a chance to load up. So that's pretty much how we've got a bunch of tests in here. You can see that we are checking based on release. These are test cases that are based on a certain release that we're going out with. We're also using the first and second class priority types. References would imply if there was a Jira story card associated with it, and then we put that in. And the title, of course, implies this is the actual test case. And then there's this test type, if there's smoke, insanity, acceptance, usability, functional, and security. This is so on and so forth. And then there's risk mitigation. So when we're up against a deadline, we have no time to test, we sort based on the various risk mitigation factors, and we can sort by importance, impact, likelihood, or the test cases that have a tendency to fail from an intermittent or frequent. So a lot of these are rare, but you will see that there are some test cases where they've been known to intermittently fail, or we can even have situations where things frequently fail. So if we were to sort that, it should hopefully assist in helping figure out what those are. Um, so that's just one of the ways we do our testing. And again, with likelihood, we know that we have a demo coming up. What are the test cases that have had a likelihood of showing up to be problematic? We sort this based on high or medium, and then we go with that. So so that's one of the ways we do our testing. Um, Obviously, we can also click on this right arrow over here, and if there's any test steps specifically associated with that, we do check it out. So going back out, let's kill the filter, and you can see that the folder tree changed as well. Um, some tests can, like we will see, you'll see that there's these negative in parentheses. So what we've been doing over time is writing on the happy path, and then we're starting with the negative testing. And so usually, if you'll see a parentheses negative, we're doing a negative test of some sort, and we're just making sure that that is not a problem. So you'll see that we'll do some negative testing as well. And again, this is something that we are continuously building out. But like I said, most of our we've been running over 360, 370 test cases that we're at 386 right now. This is not inclusive of the test steps, which there can be much more. So that can easily be well over 430 to 50 mark. Where the test cases, and we do this each time we have to regression test and validate the health of the load. So, So yeah, that I think you're welcome to look at, and this is part of our transparency. We want to make sure that all is useful information. The reports tab is really interesting too. We generate reports. This is where I generate the health reports, and I share it. So we could see that these are some of the tests over a period of time. So for release 1.1, we went through, we iterated through our test suite such that we retested up to 995 test cases. So we've been doing that. So, you know, but yeah, if we have more bandwidth, we could probably make sure we're doing even better. So we just need to figure out how to create that bandwidth. In all likelihood, with the current constraints, will probably be through really spending some time with the automation, and the automation should really help. All right, so I'm going to send some credentials. Hopefully, this quick primer is enough to give to get you started and see how QA is doing its job. All right, thank you.